Hey, I'm TJ Schwanke and welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. Today's episode is about the journey of a rifle, and this episode starts in Finland. Right now we're in Africa, but last fall I got to go over to Finland to the Sako plant, and we got introduced to a new rifle, and that's the new Sako 90. And it wasn't introduced until actually just a few weeks ago, and we really wanted to bring one here to Africa and try it out. So the folks at Sako really made it happen and got us a rifle in Canada about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Managed to get the scope mounted, get it all sighted in, and then we came to Africa. Unfortunately, the rifle got left in Amsterdam for a couple of days, but we were reunited, and I want to take you to Finland first. Going to the Sako plant there was just like a pilgrimage for me. It was one of the most amazing places I've ever been, and this is where we got to shoot the 90, and we got to shoot the 100 as well. We did a bit of a driven hunt there, and then we're going to come here and we're going to be hunting plains game. And on my list for the first things for this rifle, kudu, gemsbok, or eland. They're all just classic African animals. So stay with us, follow the journey of the 90. Today we've kind of got a special episode for you. It's almost like we're on a little bit of a secret mission here. We're actually in Finland, and we're at the shooting range right now. And last night we were at a press event for Sako, and they showed us some of the new rifles for 2023, and nobody has seen these yet. So we actually had to sign a non-disclosure clause that we wouldn't tell anyone, but I can probably tell you guys now. It's okay. So you've probably heard about the Sako 100. It is a new rifle with interchangeable barrels on it. So we're going to be shooting that today. The S20, you've seen us shoot that a lot on the show. But the big news is, I'm sure everybody knows the 85 has been discontinued. They've got the new Sako 90 out, and this is super secret. Nobody knows about this rifle yet. So we're going to be showing you that today. The good thing is, if you like the 85, you'll love the 90. So they took all the great features from the 85 and refined a bunch of things on it, and to me it could quite possibly be the perfect hunting rifle. We're going to go out to the range, we're going to do a little shooting. I'll give you a little closer look at the rifles, and hopefully it doesn't rain too much today. So one of the things here in Finland, we're going to be hunting moose tomorrow, and you have to pass a shooting test to do it. So some of the guys are already gone to the range to do that. We're going down to the 100-meter range to try out some of the new rifles, but we're all going to have to do the shooting test. So basically what you have to do is get 4 shots in about a 10-inch circle at 75 meters offhand. So it's funny, it's not very far and it should be pretty easy, but we don't shoot a lot offhand anymore. I mean, you shoot 800 yards off the bipod, it seems easy, but so I did a little bit of cheating before we left and did a bunch of practicing. So, but yeah, so we're just gonna get to the 100-yard range here. It's just beautiful out here today. It was raining a lot this morning, and now it's kind of stopping, and tomorrow is even supposed to be better. So Shani from Stoker, Canada, running the camera here for me today. So if it's really good, you can send her letters, and if it's really bad, you can too. So there's several models of this 90, and they all look quite familiar to older models. There's one that's very similar to the Carbon Light, one that's very similar to the Fin Light 2. And this one is very similar to the Carbon Wolf, and they're calling it the Quest now. And they do share a lot of similarities. I mean, it was a phenomenal rifle to start with, so I mean, they didn't want to mess with too much, but they've actually stiffened up the receiver quite a bit. So not that these rifles weren't accurate before, but they're really accurate now. I just shot the varmint model in this and put 6 rounds into, definitely less than half an inch.
Everyone has a dream season at some point in their lives.
We've got full freezers, a busy taxidermist, and several animals in the record books.
We sure do. Join us for our best season ever.
Join us on our dream season, season 24 of Outdoor Quest TV. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Sako and Tika Firearms, demand perfection. Zeiss, we make it visible. Loa Boots, simply more. Silver Willow Taxidermy, see the difference. Closed captioning provided by Deluxe Wall Tents, made in Canada for Canadian conditions. They've kind of opened up the ejection port a little more on this now. They've changed the trigger design a fair bit. And one of the neat things about the trigger is you can actually move the trigger forward and backward. So not everybody has the same size. You may have the same length of pull, but you may have your distance from here to here, but your hand size makes a big difference of where that trigger sits comfortably. So you can move that trigger back and forth, and it's a super simple adjustment. And plus the trigger is adjustable, but rather than infinite adjustment now, it's done in clicks. So it basically goes from 1 to 2 kilograms in 4 clicks. Do you have any questions? But same magazine system that they used before, all metal mag with a double lock on it.
And it's around 750 grand.
Around so, yeah.
Now it's on its latest.
So there's the 90. That's kind of been the big secret here, and you guys will probably be one of the first people seeing it on television. I can't talk about it for the next few months, but once this comes to air, these will be available in retailers. So if you like the 85, which I really like the 85 models, you'll find there's very similar models throughout this 90, but just a few refinements on them, a few changes, and it's just a beautiful. I'm thoroughly impressed. Well, that was a pretty amazing trip to the Sako factory yesterday. The building looks so old from outside, and it is. It's 100 years old, but inside there is just so much modern technology and how they build their firearms. It was pretty incredible to see. But last full day here in Finland, and we are going on a driven hunt today. And this is a very traditional way that they hunt here in Finland. So once we get there, we'll let you know what we're going to be hunting.
Right, good morning everybody. Welcome to Kytäjä Estate. My name is Antti Eklund, Kartanoriista, and I'm going to be the hunting chief today. You will be all guided to your hunting place. There is either a hunting tower or a circle in the ground, and there will always be a number which tells you what is the number of the hunting place. Okay, then what we can shoot today. We can shoot the bull moose without the size of the antlers. We can shoot the big one or the small one. We can shoot the female moose if the calf is not following it. We don't shoot the mother if the calf is following it. We can shoot a white-tailed deer buck without the size of the antlers, big or small. White-tailed deer female with the same rules as the moose female has, and the white-tailed deer calf. Listen to the radio all the time. I might give you some instructions. If we have too many mooses, then the mooses are stopped, or too many white-tails, then they are stopped. So hear the radio all the time.
Well, we're got dropped off at our stand. We're in stand number 5 here, and we've got quite an open area over here. It's kind of neat terrain here. I know in a lot of Europe you have to be very careful with your shooting because it's very flat, but here there's a lot of terrain. So basically we can shoot any direction here and not worry about hitting another hunter or anything like that. Obviously we can't shoot when they're up on the ridge or something like that. So apparently the dogs will bark when they're chasing. So as the dogs get closer, we should be able to hear them, and that's when we know there's game coming. But so I'm shooting with the new Sako 100 here, chambered in 308, and hopefully it all happens today. Okay, so I just heard on the radio that the hunting has started, so we can load our rifles now. The really cool thing with this S100 is it's actually got a decock safety on it, so there's it takes all the tension off the firing pin, so there's the spring on the firing pin, so there's no way it can go off. So it's locked when you have the safety on. You can see the safety's on to, that's the safety off. So the safety on. But the cool thing is with this button here, it allows us to open the action with the safety on. And so now we're safe and we're ready to take the safety off. So pretty cool. We're locked and loaded. Now we just gotta wait, hope some animals run our way. Well, we just got notice that this drive is over. So we'll unload here and move on to another drive. Didn't have anything come our way, but heard over the radio, sounded like there was maybe 5 or 6 deer killed and 1 cow moose by the sounds of it. So fairly successful drive. And it was cold here this morning though. I think it was right around 0. And of course I forgot my gloves somewhere, so my hands are a little cold, but we're gonna go to a second drive now, and then we're gonna go and have a bush lunch. So hopefully we have a little more luck on our next stand. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Defense Aerosols, bear spray for when your life depends on it. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine. Midland Radio's communication for every adventure. So we've changed positions here. We were in another stand earlier this morning and we drove a long ways. It's a whole brand new area and we're kind of up on a ridge here, and there's a trail here that we drove in on, but if we can shoot on that, there's nobody down there. Probably 250 yards down that road you can see, but they were saying that animals will probably come from behind us coming this way, so we'll keep a watch that way and keep a watch that way, but keep looking behind us as well. So that was pretty exciting. There was a cow moose came down the ridge here and she stopped like right at 40 yards. It would have been such an easy shot, but there's been 2 moose shot already on this drive, so they shut down the moose hunting, so we couldn't take the shot, but it was still pretty cool to see her. Well, that ends our hunt here in Finland, and no shots were fired with the S100, but it was, we had a lot of fun. It was neat to be on the first driven hunt, and we managed to see a couple of whitetails come by here. There was a doe and a fawn, and saw some others that we never did get a good look at, but it was fun. But yeah, I could have shot that one moose so easily, but the moose quota had been filled at that point. So, but really neat to get here and try out these new rifles, and I know if you check out the dealers, you'll probably see them there, but we're off to go look at the trophies first that everybody else got, so we'll show you those, and then we're off for a good dinner after that. So these are the whitetails on the end here. There's 3 whitetail bucks here. You can see that one in the middle is actually kind of non-typical. He's kind of cool looking. But these whitetails originally came from Minnesota, so they're pretty much the same as the deer in North America. And then there's 2 cow moose there in the middle. They are actually a bit of a different subspecies. So one of the things they try to do is mimic actually having wild predators here. So quite often they'll kill some of the younger deer and things like that to just mimic what wolves and things like that would do. So, but pretty cool. A lot of tradition in European hunting. It's something we don't do in North America, and it's kind of sad in some ways. It's pretty amazing to take part in hunts like these. So dinner's ready, so that's where we're headed. Well, another beautiful morning here at Heritage Safaris, and it is a balmy 1 degrees. Yes, we're in Africa and it's 1 degrees, but frost all over the vehicles this morning, but it's supposed to get warm today. I think it's supposed to be up to 20, and then tomorrow we're actually supposed to hit 26 degrees. So maybe we'll get to enjoy a little bit of that African warmth, but right now we're going to head out. We've got still a pretty long list here and a few animals that maybe got added as we were driving around that we hadn't seen before. So you never know what Africa will provide. Well, it seems we have a nemesis on every trip, and this trip it's definitely been Gemsbok, so I think we're on about stock 50 now on Gemsbok. They've just been so spooky, and every time we get close to them, either Blesbok or blue wildebeest or black wildebeest just blow it out for us, so maybe this will be our lucky time. This segment is brought to you by Stony Creek Hunting Gear. It's in the blood. We can only see one of them right now, and it's not the one we're looking for. There's several more to the right, but they're all behind a bush, and this wind is all over the place, so we're kind of hits our back, kind of worried it's going to give us away, but I don't know what to do. There's definitely some good ones in there, but not that we can see. There's three. Two are lying down. One is standing facing. You're on them. Well, that was a lot of sneaking, a lot of getting position and trying to get the camera in position and trying to get the sticks in position. But I'm pretty sure I hit it good. But might have been just a touch farther back, but I think it was good. Nice one, beautiful. Oh, yeah, gorgeous. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Beautiful Gemsbok, though.
Nice.
Nice. Perfect. We'll get it set up here a little bit and give you a little better look. But that was well earned. I'll say that. It's funny. We just got this new Sako 90 like a week or two before we left for Africa, and one of the animals I really wanted to take first with it was a Gemsbok. So quintessential Africa, quintessential African rifle, I guess. Probably one of the first ones being used right now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Good job, James.
You are welcome.
Pretty excited to take a Gemsbok with the new Sako 90 here. You saw when I was over in Finland at the Sako plant when we got introduced to the Sako 90, and then we went and shot it, and I knew right off that I loved this rifle. It was when I first heard that they were dropping the 85 and bringing out the 90, I was a little worried I loved the 85. It was one of the favorite rifles I've ever shot, and I always thought there was a couple little tiny tweaks on the 85 that would make it better. Obviously the Sako engineers did too, so this rifle is perfection, and I know it's hard to believe, but it's even more accurate than the 85 series was. They've kind of made that receiver a little more rigid, and you know, we shot a .25 group with this with the first factory ammunition we put in it. We're with Heritage Safaris here, Mark and Cindy Zimmerman from Select Worldwide Hunting Safaris, booked for them for Canada. They're here with us, and this is just an absolute luxury property. The lodge is amazing, you know, the food's great, the staff is unbelievable. But this property hunts really well. I really enjoy hunting this property. It's kind of a nice mix of open and cover. So, you know, if you're a spot and stock or even just a walk and stock hunter like Vanessa and I are, this property is absolutely designed for it. We still have a fairly long list left. Saw a good reed buck this morning and a really good water buck this morning. I think both those are on Vanessa's list. I've got roan on my list and Setsubi and all kinds of things. And I think we're going for a bush lunch today.
For more information on hunting with Heritage Safaris, check them out online at heritage-safaris.com. And to book your own South African adventure, contact their Canadian representatives, Mark and Cindy Zimmerman, at selectworldwidehuntingsafaris.com.
Outdoor Quest TV is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.